And we're live. We're live. Welcome back, Jeanette. It's been a good minute.
It has been a while.
We're going about every other week right now.
Every other week, yes.
Dude, I'm excited for this show. A lot of positive feedback last week. The show on dick pics really took off. Like, it was really up there.
What is that telling you
like
about
hit
people?
the spot.
Hit the spot.
People were motivated about that.
Oh.
Man, it's been like a week and a half between shows. It feels like forever.
Yeah, I think this time we got a little bit longer.
Yes.
Just because of
life.
Life
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, it's just been crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, still working on the mics. But man, I'm going with Old Reliable today. I just needed some scotch. I was out of Pig's Nose, so I just got some Johnny Black. That's my Old Reliable, dude. Like.
Oh, you're Old Faithful.
Oh, it is Old Faithful. Like, this is like my go-to scotch now. When I first started drinking, after I got out of the whole beer phase, I got into the Crown Royal.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I feel like that's like my growing up whiskey. And now, like, I don't know, Johnny Walker Black Label to me is just a good all-around scotch. You know what I mean? You just can't go wrong.
Yeah. I can sure my phone's on silent.
I know, right? Sheesh. So we have a couple of things lined up today, you know?
Yes. We have some different
topics. Yeah, talking about format and all that. But, you know, I do like the, I think there's like things we could talk about in regards to like leadership, you know. I'll preface the show with this before we get off topic, right? But I've been going online. I think everybody does. They watch movies on their phone. You can get like free movie apps and all that. And I was on Tubi. Tubi. And they recommend like, you know, shows for you and all this. And it was either Tubi or it was YouTube, because I subscribe to YouTube so I don't have commercials. And the movie The Core came on.
Oh, I like that movie.
And I was like, oh god, it's like there's certain older movies like Sharknado and all that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, really? No wonder this is the free movie. And I was like, I haven't seen The Core in a long time. And so I was watching The Core, and it was like, all right, going to the middle of the earth. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Why not? Why not? It's a movie. Anything's possible. And I'm that guy during the movie. I'm always like, that's impossible. But I think like those things like The Core, that's very outside of our knowledge, like you and me. You know what I mean? I realize I'm not smart enough to know, like, if drilling to the core and titanium worm-like subsphere things. Yeah.
Huge diamonds.
So I was just like, it was kind of depressing. I'm like, I'm watching The Core at home alone. Oh crap, this is not good. I was like, but I picked up a line from The Core about leadership. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And which really like
does it resonate with you?
There's things that resonate with me, right? Let me see if I can find it, because I hate butchering stuff so much, and I think I butcher stuff. I think I butcher stuff a lot. You know what I mean?
I will tell you the gist of something, but I will butcher the heck out of it.
If I'm not butchering it, then
you're not living.
I'm not living. You know. But yeah, so I was watching the Core, and let me see here. I'm getting better at Google searches, and I think if you get good at like keyword searches, you can pull up what you want quickly, right?
Yes.
And so I think I'm getting good about it. But so Hillary Swank's in The Core.
Yes.
And Stanley Tucci.
I never knew how to say his name, and if I even try, poor man will leave an angry comment on our. If ever he watches this.
And it's always funny, like Richard Jenkins, good actor, a lot of good actors. So there's actually like a lot of good actors in that movie, right?
Yes.
So I got drawn in. They got me. You know what I mean?
You told me about it the other day. Too bad I can't remember. But while you look for that, did you find it?
I did.
Okay.
So there was a quote that kind of resonated with me, and Hillary Swank was she's like the co-pilot, and then the older guy, he's her commander, and he's like grooming her to be a commander. They were pilots for NASA and all that. But when they're getting ready to go to drill to the core of the earth, you know, she's training hard, and he comments like, you know, like she's not going to fail because she won't allow herself to fail. But he's like, you're not, you're never going to be a great leader. You're never going to succeed. And she's like, you know, Hillary Swank makes a look. She's like, why? You know, you're really upset.
You really believe it.
Yeah, she's like, she seemed really upset about that. But the actor is Bruce Greenwood. He played Commander Robert Iverson. He says this quote that really stuck with me. And he says, "You're not really a leader until you've lost. Until you've lost somebody. Until you've like situations. You know, he's."
Lost can mean it can be
lost.
It can mean
you know
many things.
I think in this case he was talking about being a leader and you lost a man. You know, you lost somebody under your command, and yeah, that just kind of resonated with me. I was just like, yeah, you know, and I think we've touched up a little bit about that, about failure and about loss, but I think it's a really important topic, and I think people talk about it more nowadays. But you know, I think it is a pretty valid point, though. You know, there is a component of being like a successful leader. Some leaders are just great and glorious, and it's like, were you always that awesome, or were you always that smart? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some leaders out there, they're just great leaders because they know the hard knocks of life. You know what I mean? They went to the school of hard knocks and they learned the old-fashioned way, and they've got like wisdom about them. So that really stuck with me, and we could talk about that more here in a little bit. But you got all fancy schmancy with your drink here tonight.
I did.
What? You got a little martini glass. Like, what the hell is going on?
Cheers. It's a Hawaiian martini.
Hawaiian.
And I think the Malibu rum is the one that makes it Hawaiian. So it takes three kinds of alcohol.
All sorts of alcohols here.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
Malibu
geez.
rum. I got some pineapple sky vodka and some triple sec, and pineapple juice.
Pineapple sky vodka.
Yeah, and then it's all in this little.
Your little shaker there. You're all going Kokomo here. Never Coke. Oh no. What was that movie? Tom Cruise. Cocktail. You know.
Doing the hippie shake.
I know, right?
And it is really good.
It is delicious. Totally girly drink.
If you want to try this, it's 1 shot Malibu, 1 shot vodka.
Trying to impress the ladies.
1 shot triple sec, and 1.5 shots of pineapple juice, which we did the measurement before this.
We did.
I was I want to be exact.
We weren't very exact.
Well, you know.
Close. We eyeballed it.
You know, if you want to get fancy, add a cherry, but I forgot.
You know, add a chunk of pineapple on there.
Pineapple.
I have
umbrellas. Rim the glass with sugar.
Dude, we could have gone all out.
I know.
We did bring our own game. Dude, I've got my classic scotch. It's just after a nice long day. But I've been craving tequila still.
Oh,
dude,
you're on this tequila
I am
kick,
on a
man.
tequila kick right now.
Ooh.
And growing up, like, if I was the last one to the party and I was like, wanted to catch up, I wanted to get fire in me, I wanted to catch up, like, hit the tequila, let's go.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I won't get crazy, break out into a fight, be all creepy like on tequila. But now it's just, it's like, this is delicious.
Were you creepy on tequila
Ola
before?
said, I got tequila to me growing up. It just gave me like tons of confidence. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, hey there, little lady, how you doing? What's your name? You know what I mean? Hola, ¿cómo estás, señorita?
Hola, ¿cómo está? I love how you said creepy on tequila. I'm never gonna forget this, and I'm always gonna remember this.
Right, because you know some guys when they're drinking, their confidence is a whole new level of creepy. Right? Yes.
I've seen that creepy level. I've seen it.
So like there's certain alcohols that give you confidence, and there's certain alcohols that give you creepy confidence.
Creepy confidence. Cheers.
Cheers,
to
Fred.
episode 10.
Dude, episode 10.
Episode 10. Hey.
Hey. I will drink to that. Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, it's so good when it touches your lips.
Just tickle when it hits your lips. That is so good. Holy crap. I forget how good Johnny Walker Black is.
Ooh.
It's amazing.
That is a sipping drink.
Oh my god.
Do not slam this martini, folks.
Dude.
It is a sipping drink.
We should have done something for episode 10 to celebrate episode 10.
Hey, I got fancy with cocktail. I mean, that's significant. You know, I don't know, yeah.
I don't know why I've been drinking so many bangs too.
You're tired.
I don't know. I've been like craving bangs like crazy. Bang, if you're looking for sponsors.
I bought 2 kinds today. I bought a
'Cause
watermelon and a strawberry bang.
We have no budget. I'm trying to get the right angle. We have no budget here. So if we want to sponsor somebody, Blue Haze, right? Or Blue Raz Bang.
Sponsor people who are deserving like us.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Deserving.
You know why we're the perfect sponsorship for Bang? We're doing a podcast. We're professionals in the field.
We freaking rocked it all day.
We go to work in the morning. We talk about serious issues. It's like, hold on, Jeanette. I need my Bang or coffee. Okay, now I need my Bang.
Now I need my Bang.
Now I need my Bang. Go to the gym. Like we're doing pre-warm-ups. I'm all hitting the Bang at the gym. So like, I hate to say this, but this is kind of running in my veins right now. And I can't remember why I started drinking these. I think it has like creatine.
Okay.
Gave the fancy words. I was like, I'm going to have some creatinine while I'm in the crevasse.
The
crevasse. Yeah, the last episode. Dude, well, I don't know where this fanciness in the words is coming from. So, in the crevasse.
In the crevasse.
I've been loving the Blue Raz. I've been on like a 3-month kick of it right now. And it's been amazing. I just love it.
I've never tried it. I will try it. I've tried the strawberry one today.
You know what?
Strawberry kiss. It was
I challenge you.
Challenge me. Accepted. Challenge accepted.
Make a drink out of Blue Raz. Bang.
Ooh. All right. You know what? I will do that for our next podcast.
Next episode. Okay, so milestones.
Challenge accepted.
Milestones in podcasting. So today is 10, and we should have made a big deal about it. I don't know. We should have had like fireworks or something. But the next milestone is 15.
Yes, 15.
And that's
which
a
is our
dating episode. It's only 5 episodes away.
That's going to get really choppy and real.
Then
I'm a little nervous.
One day we're going to get to episode 25.
Ooh.
Dude, it seems so far away still, though.
We got this. We can do this. I know we got this.
It's like I have nothing else to talk about.
Nothing else.
It's just like crickets, you know what I mean?
Just kidding. Pour her another drink. She'll talk.
He's just sitting there for 2 hours. I got to put my crickets on. I have nothing else to talk about.
Crickets. Staring at the wall. No. You got me?
That's what's going to happen. Like, if you go out on a tangent about something ultra feminine, I'm just going to be like a baby with a heavy head, like a bob my head. I'm going to start playing the crickets.
No. It's gonna start getting dirty. I'll have to come back with something really obnoxious. I'll be like, no.
A buddy of mine, that was like a coworker, colleague. We always had this thing that we would get on conference calls, Brian.
Oh.
And we were always like challenging each other, like, who's gonna start playing the cricket chirping during the call? We always wanted to do that, but neither of us had it. Like, had the balls to hit the crickets.
Well, that's kind of funny that you bring that up. What about conference call bingo?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember conference call bingo?
No.
You and Daria were kind of, you guys would cheat because we would be dialing in, and you guys wouldn't even wait until someone would say one of the things on the conference call.
So, for those of you listening, okay, so watching on YouTube or listening on one of the many different forums that we're on now. Well, by the way, we're on YouTube. Spotify. Apple,
iTunes.
iTunes
Is it
podcast.
Yes.
They have their podcasting. Google podcasting now. We're getting out in the world. So, okay, anyway. So, we would do this thing. We had, we found it online. It was like a Google, or a bingo card for meetings.
Yes. It's pretty cool.
And you had to wait for people to say, certain phrases or do certain things. Like one of them was if somebody forgot to mute their phone and you could hear people talking in the background.
And someone would say, could you please
mute your phone? Yeah, that was another square on the bingo. Mm-hmm. Another square was...
let's talk about this offline.
Oh, yeah. So, conference call bingo.
This is a bad connection.
I used to say that all the time. I'm sorry, I'm going through a tunnel.
This is a bad
I'm going through a tunnel I can't hear you. There's only one tunnel in New Mexico I'm aware of. It's like, I'm going through a tunnel.
Oh, you're there?
I was like, what are you doing in Cloudcroft? We don't...
I was going to...
we don't provide services in Cloudcroft. That's not your service area. I'm sorry, I'm going through a tunnel. I didn't hear any of that. Can we talk about this offline?
We talk about this offline. I have a bad connection.
Oh my
but
God.
You guys you guys wouldn't even wait. So here we are looking at this,
And one of them was you had to say something too, like during the call, or there was like a lot of...
Once you won, you'd have to say bingo, but you guys would open up.
We would say bingo.
Whenever the announcement came that you were on the call, you guys would be all bingo. Loteria, bingo, and we're like, you're not supposed to do it.
We would say it at the very beginning, so
yes.
nobody would know what was going on. We would have, so conference calls, we had the things where we would say, like bingo, right when they came on, before somebody started talking. And then I always had a playlist. For meetings.
I'm just curious, what would be on that playlist?
Conference call bingo, just so you know. So a bingo card with certain things that are on conference calls. So here's one. Hi, who joined us?
Oh.
Okay. So that would be one of your, if somebody said that, you get to cover that square. Can you email that to everyone? Yeah, right? Child noises. Hi, can you hear me? And then, no, it's still loading. Oh, this is me all the time. Now. Guys, I have to jump to another call. Oh my God! Hi, double booked. So anytime anybody say these phrases, you would have to you'd be able to cover a square. And I don't know if any of us ever won. We were just so busy laughing.
Just trying.
Oh my God!
Just trying to see if someone would say any of those catchphrases during the call. That was fun.
I haven't seen this one. This must be like the new version since people are working home.
Oh, okay.
From home, it says, "Sorry, my dog is really excited about this call."
Oh yeah, I haven't heard that one. That wasn't on ours.
Right? Next slide, please. That one never applied to us.
Nope.
Sorry, I was talking on mute all the time.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. I go off on a tangent and then I'm like, no one.
I always have one employee when they're on the conference call.
Mm-hmm.
You could hear them like when I'm talking. They don't mute the phone. They don't mute the phone. And you could hear them.
Really?
And I'm like, so guys, and I'm not trying to be mean about it. I'm not saying names. Now you're like, hey guys, don't forget to mute your phone. And all you hear is like, it's like, got Darth Vader on the phone, damn it. You can't call, like, you know who it is. You don't want to be mean and call them out. Be like, will you please, like, stop breathing in the phone?
Stop breathing in the phone.
Right.
Aww.
Yeah. Sleep apnea. They have an obstructed airway.
Dude.
Oh.
We should have bigger concerns.
It's like, I'm sorry. I have concerns about somebody's health who's breathing really hard. Can you go see like ear, nose, and throat doctor?
Or go see a nurse right now and see if we can get you tested.
Can I get an oximeter and check your oxygen levels?
Aww.
Like,
yeah. He's just having a hard day.
I feel the drafts over here. Like 50 miles away. I can feel the air. Like my hair's all. Okay, so that's me. Anyway, so oh my God, so okay, where were we going with this?
We were talking about, honestly, I think that talking about experiencing loss. If you haven't lost, then you don't know what it's like to be a leader. Yeah, no, we were talking about drinks. We were talking about bingo, crickets. Conference calls. Okay, like here's something to think about. How much has COVID changed, like meetings, conference calls, and working from home? Everything. Like, and it's funny because I was having this conversation with a representative from an insurance. It's changing our culture.
It's like this one of the reps I was talking to. We're talking about the culture and how the culture changes and all that. And she's like, well, with the new norm and da da. I was like, I think this is it. I don't think this is ever going to change.
No, I think this is it.
I think this is it.
It's funny that you said that because I had that aha moment this morning as I was going to work. Like, I now have a routine, okay? I'm like locking up my car.
Jeanette, do you have a routine now?
Of course.
Oh, you're grown up.
Dude, I'm all an adult.
Oh my God.
Some would say.
Oh, you know what I was going to do though? Was the start of the podcast. I have a big marshmallow head and I forgot it.
Oh.
Oh, I wore it today at work.
Oh.
Yeah, I wore just a black suit with a white shirt and a marshmallow head.
I know, you sent me the picture. It looked like you were going to get ready to club like a club kid.
And people thought it was cool, but there was like a certain amount of people in my office that were a little bit younger, so they knew what it was. It was like, can we drop some X in here? And then there was some other people like, oh, that's very cool. You know, what is it? And somebody made a comment like, you should get like some Hershey's and some crackers and be like a s'more. I was like, marshmallow head. Chicken. Like, I was like
Ghostbusters.
I was like, obviously there's a big generational discrepancy here. Yeah, so I was like, When
I saw that picture, I was like, he's already masked up for COVID. But no, that was the thing. I was getting ready to go into the building.
The new norm.
You have to make sure you're masked up. And it's so weird. In the last 2 years, you don't even think about it anymore.
You don't think about it no more.
Have them.
You go to Walmart.
I
was walking to get my basket, and I flagged down the guy. I was like, dude, I forgot my mask. You have any? He's like, got your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like just a whole new norm now, right? Like,
yeah.
And I don't know. It's just like people working from home. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, people want to work from home.
Now the whole trunk or treat, because that was our event today at work.
Yeah, how did that go?
It was amazing.
Oh, whatever. It probably sucked.
No, it was great.
Sucked.
I'll have to show you pictures. It was really
Jeanette
good.
likes to brag that she could do better marketing events than me, and she didn't realize I'm the master of marketing. Yeah.
Hey, just so you know, next month. And you're gonna see a big obnoxious advertisement.
Yeah, I'm gonna report you. My marketing is gonna be like driving down the street, throwing out turkeys and ham, things people want.
And no, and you're gonna love it, and you're gonna be like, that Jeanette. And just so you know, I picked the spot. I picked it.
I'm gonna be looking for it.
I wanted to go big.
I'm gonna go look for it.
Go big or go
and
home.
I'm gonna cause a statewide investigation on misallocation of federal funds.
No.
Yep. I've got it all worked out.
You're gonna love it, and then you're gonna be like,
it's okay. Because here's the thing.
Oh, I picked the spot.
Here's the thing.
Legit.
You might think it is a thing. I still stand on that. My customer service speaks for itself.
Listen.
I've got customer service skills, yo. It's like, how can I help you? You want to talk to the boss? It's customer service it up, because that's what we're about. We're being available and serving your needs. Oh, you can't get a hold of my competition? Yeah, they don't want to talk to you. Come talk to me.
Oh my
God. Whoa!
No.
Did I just go there?
You're so
I
jealous.
think so.
You're so jealous.
Not jealous at all.
Yes, you are.
Not jealous at all.
Just wait. You will be. You're gonna be super jealous.
Bring it.
I'm not going to tell you. Listen, I'm not going to tell you where you're going to find it. I want you to see it,
here's
and then
the thing.
I want you to think, oh, that Jeanette.
Here's the thing. You have to think about this.
Okay.
I'm the master of sabotage. So if there's sabotage going on, just remember, like, it wasn't Mark.
Oh, no. It was clearly you. Like we're recording this. It was clearly you.
No, it was not.
Yeah, we got to prove, and you better not edit this part out. All of a sudden it skips to like a random topic.
I know, right?
Oh, what the heck?
Oh no. I need to have another scotch.
I know, this one, oh man.
Okay,
has it been a long day?
It has been. Oh my God. Okay. So continuing on with the
loss that you're gonna take.
The whole dick pic.
Oh yeah, that
dude, that got a lot going.
Attention.
There was even comments we had that YouTube wouldn't let the comments go on.
I didn't get to see those. You'll have to share them with me.
Yeah, just something. I think people like the dick pics. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I still think we need to revisit that topic.
Did I?
It was interesting. So so that kind of brings other things to mind. Okay. So you start talking about like dick pics, and we talked about this in depth. We went deep on it last time about guys just You're like, oh, excuse me. Click. There you go. Hey, how are you doing?
Okay. Yes, it may or may not work. I mean, it just depends.
And I think we could go deeper with it at a later point. Okay. But it kind of got me thinking ever since then. To segue off that. And I was like, well, okay, we can continue the conversation. So, I was thinking about dating apps. Tinder, Bumble, there's Zeus, Match, Harmony, there's like Cupid. Yeah, there's tons of them, right? So I was just thinking about all that, and I was like, where does that, like, I've heard stories. I've just heard all sorts of stories, right? From females. And basically, they get on there, guys send them dick pics.
Yes, it's true.
Guys just straight up say like, "Hey, are you down to hook up?"
Oh, totally.
And I've even been in the presence of guys when they're like, "Are you hey, are you DTF?" DTF. Have you ever heard that?
Oh my God, am I like totally like
guys are not even asking, "Hey, are you down? Are you like DTF?"
Okay,
they'll just be like, "Hey, DTF." I mean, they just say DTF. Hey, what up, DTF?
When you said down, I knew what you meant.
Like down,
down to like dance.
but you know, I mean, I don't want to say the F word.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, because you're not supposed to say things like fuck on the internet and all that. So anyway, you know, if you're down to, you know, and so I got to thinking like, when did that start? Because like, okay, so when we started the conversation last week, I was like, where did dick pics start? You know what I mean? Like that was like, I don't know what we were talking about. I was like, okay, what came first, the chicken or the egg? So, obviously...
It started with the drawing, when they were, like, writing back in the old days.
No, you think about it. Okay, because we had cell phones, then we had pagers, and then we had cell phones that could text. And I don't remember if the text came first or the camera came first.
The text came first.
And then the camera phones.
Or maybe together.
It was all about the same 5-year window, maybe, right? And so, but they weren't married. In the sense that you couldn't send a picture of our text message for a long time until.
I remember that was like so 10, 15 years ago.
But it went quick though, right?
Yeah.
It seemed like you couldn't send a text with a picture, and then it seemed like all of a sudden you could, and then it was real grainy, right? So I got to thinking like, what was the progression? What came first? And then when did it go from texting to pictures or pictures to texting, and then to like dick pics? Being sent
it's full on, like
full on bush, full on bush. And let me see, you know what I mean, because that was pre-male grooming. So then I got to thinking, like, you know, with the advent of like dating apps and the advent of like all this other stuff, when did it become appropriate for guys to just send a random message like, "Hey, are you DTF right now? Are you down to hook up? What's going on, girl? Yeah, want to hook up?" Like, and I started thinking like, where did guys all like? When did it start happening with a guy that you meet a girl randomly online, or maybe you met her randomly like 2 weeks ago?
It has to be a game of numbers. I would think that, I mean, out of like, there has to be
like
a
naked
percentage.
Man, 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah, like after, like maybe 1 out of 10, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's like.
Have you ever gotten a text from a guy that just says like, "Hey, you want to hook up?" Mm-hmm. So, and is it just like out of the blue?
Yeah, and it's like coming out of nowhere.
Like, so you hadn't talked to a guy for like 10 months, and then all of a sudden he sends you a message, "Hey, Jeanette, what's going on? Oh, by the way, you want to hook up?" Is that how that works?
Not with someone I've known. It's always been like on a random like message, like on a dating app, like just, hey, like that's a first introduction.
Like how? Like I want to know what the introduction is. Like straight up, what's the introduction?
Well.
Like, come on, like...
I've had some weird encounters. Like, I've had one... wow, this is kind of funny. I've had one guy say he wanted to smell me.
Really?
Yeah. And
just like randomly?
Yeah, and and my mind runs wild. I'm like, where? Like, what are you talking about? Like, hair? Like, you have a weird smelling fetish, dude. Like, it's really weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like that. Just like, hey, I want to smell you.
First thing.
I'm kind of curious. Like, how does that... on a dating app, never tried it. Never.
It's creepy.
It's
kind of creepy.
Never sent a dick pic.
Well, not even kind of. It is creepy.
Never just said like, "Oh, you're cute. Hey, you want to hook up today?" Granted, going out, having drinks, going to a bar, a completely different story.
But you know, when I'm on a dating app, my intentions are like pure like, Like, I'm there.
And you want to get to know somebody.
Get to know
You want it to be
someone.
sensual.
Be romantic.
It's like,
get to know
tell me your dreams and your hopes and your fears. Oh. Why did you send me a dick?
That was your dream?
That's your dream?
Squash that dream. Squash it. Never touch me again.
You have been blocked. Blocked and reported.
Like, this is weird. No, and yeah, dating sites can be really weird.
That's like for our 8.5, 10 viewers we have randomly. Like, I would be curious.
For me to know either. Like,
we had 8 viewers yet? Maybe like 3 viewers. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But I would be curious, like, if anybody like commented in the comments, like, say like, hey, yeah, this is what happens. I'd be like, really?
Honestly, anybody who's watching this and you've had that experience, please share. Like, what has been like your first weird first encounter with somebody? I mean, that's kind of like, that's a no-go. It's
right.
I mean, and I'm sure it's a game of numbers. It's gonna work with somebody. Somebody's gonna fall for it.
The naked man works.
Yes.
The naked man works.
Yes, I think it's got... No, naked man works?
The naked man works.
Oh, I've never had that happen.
That works.
Oh, So what is...
I've been told it works. I've been told it works.
So, what's your experience with that? I'm just kidding.
You get naked and it's just there.
So you'll have to give us the stats on that.
Yeah, gentlemen.
If you've
been randomly at a woman's house and you just got naked and it's like, hey, you down? We want to know.
Honestly, I want to know. I mean, does it work?
Yes, it does.
What is your experience? Okay.
I've been told it works.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, It's like awkward silence. It's like, okay, well.
Play the crickets.
Interesting. Hold on. We need the crickets. Okay, so, yeah, Jeanette, the naked man works.
Crickets. Hold on. It works.
Well, okay. There you have it.
I thought about it. Wow,
I know, right? So, oh my god. And I'm not going to talk about work scenarios that have occurred or anything like that.
I kind of want to see a
bar
chart, a graph.
Yeah.
I wanted to see projections.
The projections. Oh my god. No. Absolutely not. But
I love it. Dude,
but it's like I've been curious about. I started thinking about it with the whole progression. When did I go from one thing to the next to the next to the next to now it's like, guys know this phrase like, hey, DTF.
This is like the new norm.
Yeah,
we're talking about
the new norm. The new norm is like
the new dating norm.
Girls go out, they get all pretty, and they're like all dolled up and everything. They're like wanting to meet people, like, hey, what's going on?
Genuine.
And guys are just like, hey, yo, DTF. And then what gets me is, okay, I've seen this.
Oh,
I've seen this.
What have you seen?
So when guys just randomly throw it out there like that, hey, DTF, or you want to get up on this, and they get shot down, they get all pissed off.
They get pissed?
Like, oh, you're just a dumb bitch, yo. I've seen stuff like that. Oh, she's just being a dumb bitch, yo. She's just a trick, or.
But they can't even look at themselves to be like, wow, I'm being an idiot, or I'm just not self-aware. But it's gonna work on somebody. That's a thing.
That's a thing. It's worked on somebody.
That's why that behavior just keeps happening.
Women, you have no one to blame but yourselves. That there's been a man in your living room naked, and you're like, okay, I'm not doing anything. He's like, I was just gonna have some cereal right now, so if you're down for me eating cereal while this is happening.
That just sounds messy. I think about the milk spilling. It sounds complicated. Why can't they eat oatmeal or something?
Okay, and there's the feminist perspective of like, well, if men respected girls, they wouldn't do that. And it's the guy's fault because he should be doing that, and I'm not disagreeing with that perspective. But then the female part of the equation is you went with it, and so if you go with if a girl tells one guy yes one time, if every female says yes,
tell all of his friends.
It's like it just grows. It just has to happen one time, right? You tell yes to one guy one time, and then that one time emboldens him to try to another female, a different female. She says yes one time, another female. Then he tells his friends, and his friends, like one guy tells 10 guys. Now you have 10 guys who are like, maybe not all 10 guys try, but maybe like 7 out of the 10, they try it once. And they try it a couple times. And it takes one girl to say yes to embolden him, and he'll keep on asking and asking. So it's like a virus that keeps growing of guys just throwing it out there, sending dick pics and just asking girls like at 3 a.m, like, hey, what are you doing?
Oh, God.
Or at the bar and you're like, hey girl, it's 2 o'clock, DTF, yo. And it just takes like enough of the individual times to happen that embolden us guys to continue to do it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like there's 2 parts of the equation. You girls going with it, even if it's just that much, and us guys being emboldened by it and perpetuating it.
It sounds like we're already starting the dating episode.
Yeah. It's you know what I think it's like so many things are already in motion on it now. I don't think you can stop it now.
It's only gonna get worse.
It's only gonna get worse.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like,
I kind of want to.
You guys, no one to blame but yourselves. You've all gone with this.
I kind of want to invent the new thing. I don't know.
I don't know what the new thing could be after that.
There has to be a new thing.
There has to be a new thing.
The one who started it.
I know. You want to be like, I did that.
I did that.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And tell everyone hates you.
Here's something. With Will Ferrell, old school. We're going streaking.
I love that.
We're going streaking. I had a conversation with somebody and another professional, and she's like, "Hey, let's be Facebook friends." And I'm like, yeah. I think I took off all my old college stuff on there. I don't think I have anything on there, anything that anymore that's scandalous. And she's like,
no pictures of you in the flaming Zoom.
She was asking about so she's on there, and I'm like, hold on, real fast. I'm like.
Looking for the
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. No, we're good.
No,
we got this. Yeah, no flaming Zulus. Okay, so I played a lot of rugby. Love rugby. Rugby's fun.
And you guys can't see, but on this shelf over here, I see
like rugby balls.
Yeah, rugby balls.
I've got one of my kit bags here and there. Like I just got all sorts of stuff everywhere. And so, like a lot of rugby in my life, I still love rugby. Rugby going on this weekend. I don't want to drive to Albuquerque, but I kind of want.
Are you gonna go to rugby this weekend?
Thai Desert in Albuquerque this weekend.
What?
Yeah, like rugby teams from all over. It's Saturday. My friends want to go out on Saturday.
Aww.
So I kind of want to go out and get crazy.
But you also kind of want to play a little rugby.
Just a little bit.
Aww.
Yeah. Just the tip. Just the tip. Just a little. Okay. So when you score your first touchdown in rugby, and here's the thing. So in the progression of sports, here's how it works. Soccer came first. Soccer's the number 1 played sport in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I don't know if soccer came first before wrestling, and nothing, or like Greco wrestling or Olympic sports. But in terms of sports that we know, mm-hmm. Soccer came first, and then rugby came from soccer.
Yes.
Okay.
And then.
So soccer is the number 1 played sport in the world, and then followed by rugby.
I believe.
And then rugby was played here in the United States.
And then it became.
But then football came from mm-hmm. rugby.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's funny that football is so big in the United States, and it's not the 3rd most played sport in the world by any means. I think that's like something like cricket. You know what I mean? But it's like football's so big in the United States. It's just crazy. But so yeah, I played rugby. So in rugby, when you get the ball and you make a touchdown, you run into the end zone. You actually have to get the ball and touch the ground with it. So hence, it's a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Whereas in football, you run into the end zone. No, you just run into the end zone and it's a touchdown in football. So in rugby, you run into the end zone, you touch the ground the ball to the ground one way or another, you get a touchdown. If it's your first touchdown ever in rugby, like ever, you get the honor of doing a Zulu after the game. And so what a Zulu is,
looking at your rugby ball.
You're looking at the rugby balls, you dirty bird. So what a Zulu is, Everybody's got beers. Like after the games, everybody's friendly. Everybody gets along.
Yeah,
They're drinking beers. Like rugby's amazing in that sense.
That.
A lot of camaraderie.
I love that
big
about
time.
the sport.
Share beers and everything.
Yeah, you can kill each other on the field, but at the end of the day,
right.
off the field, you guys are just like throwing it up, laughing, singing songs, drinking.
The guys interlock, their arms together, and they start like chanting, "Hey Zulu warrior," and they start doing this thing where they start dancing in a circle, and the guys that did their first touchdown, they go in the middle. And so most of the guys are interlocked and they're saying the "Hey Zulu warrior," and they get their beers and they start shaking their beers up and the guys in the middle, they start taking their clothes off and they strip nude and they run around the rugby field nude. Mm-hmm. That's the Zulu warrior.
I've seen a lot of Zulu warriors.
My Zulu warrior, it was a men's game followed by a women's game. So my Zulu warrior came after the women's game already started. Me and two other buddies of mine, we took off running around the rugby field while the girls were playing, and they like stopped in the middle of the game. Like I remember watching one girl throw a pass and she just froze, and the other girl didn't even see the ball coming her way. She just like froze too. They were just watching us just take off running in the nude around the rugby field.
Yep.
So that's a Zulu. You run around the field naked, and what sucks about it, A, you're drenched in alcohol because everybody starts spraying you with their beer, and then B, your clothes, if you don't take it with you, they get it, they throw it in the tree. So your shorts and everything is stuck in the tree, and you're like,
I'm naked.
Damn it. So then, so in football, you have offense and defense. Mm-hmm. You have your linemen, which pay, the linemen, and then you have your backs. In rugby, it has you kind of have something similar. You don't have linemen; they're called forwards. The guys that do the grind, the tackle, like a lot of hitting, and then you have the backs, the guys that do all the running. So, if you're a forward, we used to have this tradition called the Flaming Zulu.
That's the one
God! It
Maybe
was
once or twice in my life.
I lucked out. I didn't get the Flaming Zulu because I took off. I was like, it's cold. I'm in a hurry. I want to get this done with. It was Albuquerque in November when I did my first Zulu, and it was cold. And I was like,
oh my God.
I wasn't gonna wait for the flaming. I just left. So, the first time I saw a flaming Zulu, a buddy of mine stripped down naked. His name's Kevin, and they're spraying him with beer and all that. And I believe it was my buddy Murphy. God rest his soul. I love Murphy. He passed away many years ago. But he had a TP in his hand. Mm-hmm. And he like smacked Kevin right in the ass. Like right in the ass crack. Oh. And somehow the TP stuck. He hit it just right. And it was a long thing of TP. So he smacked it there. There's somebody there with a lighter already waiting. And they light it. And so Kevin, he's like, he's laughing because he just stripped down and he's like, covering himself up. And he's looking for his clothes and he goes, you guys are too much. And he's looking around and he goes, what's that? What the hell? And he just starts screaming and starts smacking his ass because the toilet paper just went up in flames like that. And it was like 7 o'clock at night, so it was already getting dark.
So it was like a light show.
It was. He takes off running, and all you can see in the distance is this little piece of toilet paper just burning in the distance. I was like, there he goes. Way to go, dude. Good job. Like, it was the funniest thing.
His ass hairs are on fire.
On fire.
I'm sure.
It was glorious. It was glorious.
I believe it.
It was glorious. It was awesome. So in rugby you've got your Zulu. Everybody does a Zulu. If you're a forward and the tradition carries in your club, you do the flaming Zulu. Love rugby. Same scoring scheme. It's on a soccer-sized field. Imagine playing football on a soccer-sized field. A lot more running, and I've always loved it.
It's a very fun. It's a fun sport to watch.
It is.
I've always loved it. I've always loved watching it. It's always been fun. This brings me back to college days.
I always tell people.
Some of my college friends watch this. So
I always tell people.
Good times, guys. We had good times. Good times. Remember the couch?
Road trips, it's fun, and I coached a U21 or no U18, like an under 18 for high school team, and even the high school kids, they came up with their own traditions. The parents. Okay, at first, for when rugby starts with kids, parents are very reluctant. Oh, it's dangerous and whatnot, da da da. And I always tell them, it looks worse than it is. Mm-hmm. But football's more dangerous than rugby.
Is it because they hit harder because they think of the pads?
The pads, they embolden you to do stupid things. Spear tackling, people with pads, they'll spear tackle you. Or they'll head tackle you. They'll just, bam! It's like watching just like two vehicles just, it's horrible. Whereas, like in rugby, like you don't have pads. But you hit hard. But the emphasis is on form tackling. So, like, you hit hard, but you wrap on and you hold on for dear life. So, you hit that guy and you wrap up and you both go down. And it's like by wrapping up, it absorbs the impact, I guess. I don't know. It just, you see less concussions and less serious injuries than you do in football. You do. And so, but yeah, the parents were always very reluctant until they saw their first game. And then afterwards, the rugby social, because there's always a social, the kids get together, and the parents were just always like, this is cool. This is amazing. Yeah. Like in football, after a high school game, this team goes this way, this team goes this way.
There's no camaraderie.
They're talking trash on the field. They're talking trash when they come off the field. Like, it doesn't end. Whereas, like, with the rugby scene, they bury the hatchet right then and there.
And there's a lot of sportsmanship.
They talk about, like, they compare notes. They laugh about the things that happen on the field. They talk a little trash, but not like the crazy trash that you see like with football. And I like football. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a crazy football fan. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not watching football. My brother, God, love my brother. Great guy. But, he watches Monday Night Football. He has a schedule Monday night, Tuesday night, Friday, or the Friday there's football. And then Saturday there's college football. Then he has, like, the schedule for Sunday. So, non-stop all week. And like his poor wife, God rest her soul. Oh, she's not dead, but God bless her. I should say God rest her soul. That would kill me. That much couch beer and football would kill me. So God rest her soul. But no. But like, I don't know. Like, it's rugby's just a different beast, and it's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
It's really cool, and like I say, it's just a different kind of camaraderie than you'll find anywhere else. And
that's coming from, like, you're saying this, but me liking it, honestly, is coming from someone who doesn't watch football. Oh, but I'm a little weird too.
She wanted to see the men in the short shorts, because guys wear short shorts and rugby ladies.
Yes, they do.
Really short shorts. Okay.
It's a women's spectator sport.
So
if you want to watch a.
So I have two pairs of rugby shorts. I have my black ones I wear for like practice. I wear those to the gym, and then when I do CrossFit, and I have a tournament, I wear my game shorts, which are my white shorts, which is a size smaller, so I show a little more leg.
Did you purposely order them a size smaller?
No,
or they just come size smaller?
They just, So, and then there's a white ones.
Oh.
Yeah, because, white. One guy wears a white short shorts. Hey. So I do that intentionally, whenever I do a CrossFit tournament or I'm ever doing anything like that requires like competitive nature, I pull out the white shorts.
The white short shorts?
The white short shorts.
Now we know the method to your madness.
Yeah, there's a method. Gosh. Just like everybody has their thing.
Their thing.
I haven't gone skydiving in rugby shorts. Maybe I should.
Dude, you really should. That would be...
The guy that I go tandem with, he's like, are you going to wear those? Are you really going to wear those?
Tight.
Yeah, really?
They're really tight.
Really?
They're really tight.
Like, those are a little too tight.
They're really too tight, bro.
Maybe you should go with this guy because he's down with that.
Do you think that you freeze like your ass in the air? Because isn't it cold?
No, it goes so fast. It goes so fast. Like, skydiving, like the more times you do it, the more you become aware of it, right? Mm-hmm. So by the time you get to your fourth jump, your first time you're like, I'm in a plane. I'm sitting by the door. I'm just holding on to like a little rope. Do you know what I mean? It's like, there's like all these things like, it's like, what the hell am I doing? Yeah, it's like, the door's wide open. And like, you're going, like, when you fly airplanes, you're used to like the 787s, big, please buckle, your seatbelts and wait for the indicator or whatever. Like when you're skydiving, you're on a little prop plane, it's all, they usually are just like that. They all rattle.
I've been in a 2-passenger plane.
Yeah.
And the small plane where literally you can like pull it out of the hangar.
It's like a different feel.
My brother-in-law flies planes and he took me up on his.
You're very aware that you're in a small plane.
Yes. And you can feel every single air
You feel
pocket.
everything. And then when you feel the side of it, you're like, there's nothing there. like when you feel the skin of it or the door, you're like, there's nothing separating me from a mile down. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's still, you're going up in the plane, and it takes like maybe 5-10 minutes to get up. You're going around circles, going up, and you're like, huh, all right. And then you get to the door, and I tell people, no matter how many times you jump from an airplane, you always get the butterflies. Always get the butterflies. And then, so then, and okay, and I think I might have mentioned it. So when you jump from a plane, it's nothing like the movies. So I love watching Point Break. Both of them, the new one and the old one.
I like, well, I've...
Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves.
The old one. I love the old one. Yes.
They're all jumping over water, and they're like, you pull. No, bro, you pull first. And they're like, we're running out of time. You go, man. No, you go. And they're just like, they're just falling. And they're like, no, you're crazy. No, I'm crazy. You know, they're talking about like beautiful day. And, oh, I know, it's wonderful, right? And they're just having like a long, in-depth conversation about life.
Their conversation is too long for that jump.
Yeah, when you fall, you go fast. Like, imagine going down the highway in your car at 100 miles per hour. Right?
Yeah,
and then you stick your face outside of the window, and the air's like it starts pulling you. Your hair's all flying. Your skin starts flapping, and the air going by your ears is like really loud.
So have you ever eaten a bug?
Not that high up. Come on, Jeanette. There's no bugs that.
But on the way down,
15,000 feet. There's no bugs that high. There's no bugs that high. Jeanette. Now, if you ask me if I ate a bird or a hawk or I don't know, no, there's no bugs out. But
I'm just curious.
It's like, yeah, I ran into a cricket.
I ate a cricket. It was delicious.
I ran into the cricket at 15,000 feet high.
Not that high.
Bro, did we just pass a cricket?
No.
No.
I didn't mean it like that, but when you're like
and so the air is hitting you so fast, you can't hear a thing. It's just like you're all trying to talk with the guy that you're jumping tandem with. You're like, yeah, bro, this is awesome. And it's like the air going by you. It's like, it's going so fast. And you go, what? Dude, this is really cool. And it's like you're yelling. It's just like, the air's just going fast. And he's like, what? This is amazing.
When you eat a bee, you're going to think of me.
Dude, but you wouldn't even know you ate a bee. It's like, the air's real chunky up here.
It's real chunky.
He's like, what? Yeah, it's just like that. He says something like the guy would say something. He goes, we're almost at altitude, and I'm like, oh yeah, Skittles are great. I love Skittles. You know what I mean? Like they're amazing. And then I'm saying that he goes, yeah, this is amazing. You should do this more often. Like, yeah, I love to go swimming. You know what I mean?
Swimming, yes, I should.
Because the air is going so fast. And so, like, you jump out of the plane and you start going, but then they deploy the chute and it's peaceful. The chute comes up. Okay, so when they deploy the chute, it's that first you feel that big jerk. Bam! Like, you feel it. It's not like a hard jerk, but you feel the jerk.
Yeah.
But then it's peaceful.
Oh.
And then you have the handles and they'll let you control it and you're like,
oh, cool.
And you're like,
you're all like coming down all slow.
And you're like, hey bro, this is amazing. He goes, yeah, man, it's really beautiful, right? And you guys are having talking about life is like, man, this just really puts life in perspective, right? It's just like amazing. You're like, but when you come out of the plane, you smell the jet fuel. I don't know if it's jet fuel or what kind of fuel it is. Then you hear the, and the doors open, the air's like,
and you haven't decided to go back anytime soon?
I do want to go back, but I have a couple.
You're gonna have to get another bros trip going on because
I have a lot of people that want to go.
Following because you've got
everybody
a lot of people
wants to go.
Addicted to it.
So my coworkers want to go, so I do want to go again. I kind of want to knock out bungee jumping.
Ooh, that one looks like a.
That looks a little bit more scary though, because
that looks like the whiplash, like a whiplash. Like waiting to happen.
Surprisingly, there's not a lot of places to go bungee jumping.
Here? Not even in El Paso?
Like, surprisingly.
Well, where would they be? You know where you can go, which would be kind of crazy.
So, apparently in Arizona, you used to be able to go bungee jumping. Like, there was like a Navajo bridge or something. But then they put like an ordinance. I don't know. It looks like there was a company, but I haven't been able to find the information.
That drop is it's huge. Insane.
Yeah.
The Rio Gorge, it's insane.
It's insane. That's a big drop.
Crevasse.
It's like, hey.
That is a big crevasse.
It's like, so you measured out the bungee cord correctly, right? Because I'm still dropping.
Still dropping.
It's like, that water's getting close. What? That's the thing.
There's a river. You
don't realize that when you're falling, you don't realize how fast you're falling because you're thinking like the Taos Gorge or the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah. You're like, that's the big fall, right? That's like, you're going to fall forever. It's like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and it's like...
Oh, shit, I'm coming down pretty hard.
Pretty fast. The water's getting really close. So I haven't found... I was trying to find a place in Arizona, and I've been looking a couple places. It looks like there's something in Scottsdale. That place in Navajo Bridge, I think they outlawed it that you couldn't jump off that bridge. Oh. So, and I think there's a place in Austin, Texas. So I'm trying to find a place to go bungee jumping just to knock that off my list.
Your bucket list.
Yeah. I got my parasail. This backpack here, it's my parasail because I want to go kite surfing. Mm-hmm. So I haven't had a chance to take it out yet. I've had it for a while, but I just need to go out and go do it. I got everything I need. So I'm kind of about the extreme sports, and I've been kind of banged up from the rugby and the CrossFit lately. So I'm trying to let myself heal. You know what I mean? But yeah, you don't realize how fast you're falling when it comes to skydiving.
Yeah, no. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that you're into
crazy story. I was reading about some skydivers. There's guys going skydiving, and there's you can pay for somebody to like videotape you. Mm-hmm. So when I went skydiving in Hawaii, shout out to the Hawaii guys, and I need to look that up, the Hawaii skydiving, because if you're gonna go skydiving,
you're gonna name drop. You should if they've done a great job. You should name drop.
I will name drop right now. So I was in Oahu. It was Skydive Hawaii. It was Skydive Hawaii. If you're gonna skydive, pick somewhere beautiful. It's a birthday gift for me, and so I went to Hawaii, and it was Skydive Hawaii. I wish I remember my instructor's name. Guy was freaking cool. We were somewhere off close to the North Shore.
Was that the first time you've gone?
Yeah.
That was the first time you went?
Yes.
I remember. You were so
beautiful.
excited.
And it's a little bit nerve-wracking because it's your first time. I mean, and they're busy there. There are planes going up. Like, people are just coming down. It's like raining people, you know what I mean?
Like there's a field and all these people are just coming down like rain.
It's like they forgot to deploy a chute, didn't they? No, but it's really cool. So, like, if you want to go skydiving, take the trip to Hawaii. It's very affordable. It's beautiful. It's worth it, right? But what was the point of that? So I went there and...
oh, yeah. Continue. You already name dropped, right?
Skydive Hawaii.
There you go.
Like sponsorship, free dives.
Free dives.
But no, it was really cool and make it worthwhile. If it's a once in a lifetime bucket list thing, pick one that's going to be the one. Because I've got people that want to go skydiving with me. I was like, let's go to Santa Teresa. Not that Santa Teresa is not beautiful. Jumping over the desert, beautiful, but it's a different kind of beauty.
Yeah.
But if you're only going to do it once, pick somewhere to go. Like so.
Pick somewhere you want to see the scenery coming down.
The guy that I go with, his name is Sunny Dale Hyde. Mm-hmm. He does skydiving. He just moved to Texas, but I want to say it was him I asked, and I said, "Where should I go next?" He goes, "Go down to Texas." He said it's beautiful, it's green, so that's somewhere I want to go. So trying to find a bungee jumping place, trying to do like some more skydiving. Yeah, you're right. I do have more on my bucket list. People want to go with me. So yeah, so I'm definitely going to do it, but it's very worthwhile. It's very cool, and it's just insane. Do it.
It's not my cup of tea, but I encourage anybody to do it.
Go skydiving. So I have on my YouTube channel. I have some of my jumps on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to.
So we were going up in the airplane, and he's like, oh man, it's like 8,000 feet. You know where we're at. And he had like such a great thing where he goes, "We're halfway there, guys." And they all start singing, "Halfway there, whoa, living." Bon Jovi,
living on a
prayer. Yeah, so it was very appropriate, but it was cool though. I don't know where he's at now. I follow him on Instagram. His name is Sunny Dale Hyde, but He's a really cool guy. If you ever have a chance to go skydiving with him, you definitely should. Skydiving Hawaii, worth it. And I tell people if you go skydiving, get the video. The video's worth it. Oh, and so the initial story was, so when you go skydiving and you get the video package, so like the one here that I was going with, they'd have cameras on the wrist and they'd have like, the guys would be holding it. In Hawaii, there was a girl, like another person that would go, they would videotape you with their GoPros.
Oh, nice.
And so there's this thin, blonde girl, real pretty girl. And so we're going to the door. She climbs out of the plane and there's like a rail above the door.
Uh-huh. she's
holding up to the rail outside of the plane. And I remember thinking like, well, she's hanging out to the outside of the plane, so it can't be that bad. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It encouraged you. You're like,
I was
okay.
like, well, if she
can do it,
if she can do it.
That's why they get the prettiest girl to encourage the men.
It's like, okay,
if she can do it,
well, it was insane though, watching these people like hang to the outside of the plane.
And then, did she go when you were about to jump?
Yeah,
Did she go at the same time?
Kind of like they time it.
Uh-huh.
And so it's on video, like of you going, and them with the video of you. So I think I need to upload my Hawaii video still to YouTube. My last jump, I uploaded to YouTube already, but it's pretty intense. But it's very cool. And so
probably she's not being pulled as fast down because she's like a pretty.
Oh yeah.
Was she like?
I'm already heavy as.
It's like a tandem jump, so she goes before you guys are going to catch up, and she's going to see it.
Yeah, she's seen it because definitely, I'm heavy as heavy as a truck.
So she can.
And then there's a guy.
She'll like see.
She's like just floating like a feather, like a petal just blowing in the wind. Aww. And here comes Mark with a guy tandem, just like wham.
She's like, there
she's
you
like,
go.
Yeah, there they go.
And
got them. I got them.
I got this.
So I do have my skydiving video for Hawaii. I need to post it. I need to actually find my certificates. But yeah, it's very worth it to skydive Hawaii to check it out. This guy Sunnydale, and then I guess he's in Texas now. But very cool skydiving folks and all that.
Okay, and this sounds like a success story. We're talking about failure.
Whoa!
Thank God you didn't fail.
Whoa! Segue.
I know, but you didn't fail. So
segue. So I did not fail.
You did not fail, and you don't want to fail.
Don't want to fail.
Don't want to fail there.
You know what's funny is like in rugby.
Many failures.
When I started playing rugby,
okay.
like we lost every freaking game my first 2 years. It was like almost like demoralizing.
Oh.
But then one day, we were like good. Like one day we were just all clicking, and we were good. But like we went like through a solid 2 years. Nobody would go to practice. Nobody kind of cared because we were losing anyways.
That's probably why you guys were losing.
During game day, they'd come with the beers, and we'd be partying all night. We'd show up, and we would just get our tails kicked every day. I remember just like, it was a good game, but we got our asses kicked. So we were constantly failing until one day we just kicked the snot out of another team.
Did you guys get fed up?
And then the next game, we kicked the snot out of the next team. And we might have lost another one. But then progressively, from there on out, we like won every game. And we were like contenders. We were like good. And it's like, how did this happen?
Did you guys just like maybe stop being so hard on yourselves?
I don't know. It's just like, and it's funny because we're talking about leadership, right?
Yeah, because I mean, with leadership, there's loss.
There's loss.
I mean, you have to kind of lose, and I think that sometimes you have to learn from your failures,
right? In
order to progress, to know what works and what will make you successful,
right? And
there's a lot of wins, and I think a lot of people love to focus on the wins.
I hate sports analogies.
Yeah.
In terms of life, everybody I remember high school football. Football's like life. And I was like, no, it's not. And they'd say you've got to train and you got to do this. And I'm like this young kid and I was like, oh, that's just dumb. It's just football. It's just a game.
I don't train for life. Am I training for life?
But
no.
I remember in retrospect with rugby, we lost all the time. And growing up, becoming my first management role to my next management role to my next management role. Maybe you might remember this. how many times did you get a project and you got it wrong?
Oh,
and you didn't do it right? Or you had like a customer complaint, a patient complaint and something, and you did it wrong. And
there's a shift though. Something happens and you don't know when it happens. And like in retrospect, like if I were to think about when I started doing the job that I'm doing, we have a
horrible job.
I was not, like, I was clueless. You know, and the thing about it is, I'm probably still clueless, but I can still be better.
Think about your
10
first
years.
work project. You're at work. Think about your first work project or your first management. You're taking care of something, whether it's something like a fire, putting out a fire. Mm-hmm. Something's going on, you're trying to take care of it, and you just fail horribly.
I've definitely done
You gave the wrong advice. You handle it incorrectly. And then you have your boss coming down like, what were you thinking? You're just like, oh, damn. Oh, crap.
I didn't know. Or you did know, but you didn't know. You did and you didn't.
Yeah.
It's kind of like...
Right.
Yeah, like, what did I do wrong?
Right? So, like, you think about, like in like, how many times did you have those moments? And it can be with any job. You know, like, when we used to deliver meat and cheese like that, we didn't do the delivery right. Or we would do something, we'd leave something out, or dates, or like, it could be like a broad number of things that you're learning. And you just screw up. That first screw up. And the first time you're trying to work on a contract and you screw up. Or the first time you're trying to get like something and you screw up.
And then you get told.
Yeah.
And you can either do one or two things with that. You could either learn from it and do it better, or you could give up and just kind of get complacent.
Right.
Which I think, happens.
Okay, so I think the complacency is different. I think if you're having a long week, it's easy to be complacent. But I think the failure's different. And I think the failure is super important. Okay, like think about, we were just talking about dating. Mm-hmm. Like dick pics and, girls are DTF and all this stuff, picking up girls.
Girls, but
whoa,
okay.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa.
Okay, so how many times, I guess you don't know this, in the life of guys, and okay, this not...
I don't know this because I'm not a guy.
So not all guys are saying so. There are guys that are naturally handsome.
Okay.
They're fit. Girls are like, oh, that guy's hot, da 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 da. And like the guy can say like stupid things. He can be like, peanut butter and jelly. They're like, oh my god, yes, I'll go out with you.
Cute.
Oh my god, he's like,
oh my god, he's so cute.
He's like, the air smells really good today, huh? It smells clear.
He's so observant.
Oh my god.
He picks up on the small things. Tell me another one.
Oh my god.
Another comeback.
Oh shit. I will bet you that's exactly how it works. But there are guys that they can say the dumbest thing, but they're very attractive. And women will be like you're right. He's like, oh my god, he's so kind-hearted and caring, and you know what I mean.
Oh my god. But
then you have the other 99% of us that it's like that guy's just dumb, or like he sounds. So you have to work at it. So like as a guy, or there's guys that don't have natural charisma. They're not naturally confident. So then when they walk up to the girl, they start stuttering. They become a stuttering stan. So you're really pretty. Hi. Or like when a guy walks up to a girl, they're like, oh, hi. And then, and you know what I mean. Like a guy walks up to a girl, they say hi, and it's just like
they're all looking around.
The girl's like, okay, hi. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they're like, so you're pretty. And then laugh. Have you ever heard a guy that does that laugh when he talks to a girl? He's just like. That happens.
Not in real life.
That happens.
I've seen it on the MTV show.
I've seen it in real life. That happens with some guys. They start talking to girls and they're like, "You're real pretty."
Wow.
So there, you get shot down a lot, and so from getting shot down, you learn. It's like, all right, well, apparently I'm not going to say hi because the other girls just thought I was an idiot. And then you try your next opener. It's like, hey, so you like martinis? How's it going? It's like, yeah, we're at a bar. It's like, Okay, well, you know what I mean?
Well then,
I was like, what do you want me?
About the martinis.
So, like with the rest of the 99% of us guys, you get shot down a lot, and so it's just like business, just like you're being successful. You get shot down a lot before you start learning. Like, okay, that didn't work. Let me try this, and they say be yourself, be confident, be yourself. Well, part of it is like learning what that is. What is it to be myself? What is to be confident? It is the same with girls.
And I think that...
Think about in business, how long did it take you to find your voice? To find the kind of leader you're going to be, right?
Yeah.
Like...
It took a while.
It takes a while. You say something and maybe the person you report to doesn't want to be a dick to you. So you're like, oh, well, yeah, so this is what I did. And he's like, why did you do that? It's dumb. Or like, maybe he'll be nice about it. Be like, yeah, that's not relevant. And you're like, oh. So,
what I think comes down with that, yes, confidence is great, but you also have to be genuine, because I think people can sense when you're not being genuine.
People can see through the bullshit.
And they can see it through the bullshit. If you're being genuine and like, legitimately real.
When I got in healthcare, a couple of things I learned in healthcare, right? When I got into healthcare, I got into like skilled care and a marketing. I was a marketing director right away and I had no clue what I was doing. And so some of the best advice I got is like, A, learn the lingo fast.
Okay, what does that mean?
Learn the lingo. So learn the name of insurances and all that, and then learn the lingo. B, learn quickly to tell somebody like, I don't know, but let me find out for you.
Yes.
So that's
important.
That right there, you know what I mean? So those two things, but then but the third. So I learned I remember the individual, she was helping me. She was the director of nursing at that time. She says you've got to learn the lingo, but you're gonna learn it because you're good. You're full of shit. You're a good bullshitter. So, no. That's what she told me. She goes, you'll figure it out and you'll know how to spin it really quick. But she said, learn to tell people I don't know, because 3. She says in healthcare, when you start talking to the doctors, they're gonna know when you're full of shit and you're blowing wind.
You have to be genuine. You have to know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I think you could get away with maybe not knowing some, but if you try to wing that the whole way, they'll spot you. Yeah. So you could wing it a little bit, and then there comes a point where you have to say I don't know, but let me find out. But you have to follow through, because there is going to be an authoritative figure, somebody you're selling to, or something that's going to see right through your crap and be like, this person doesn't know what the hell's going on. And again, that when you're getting the sales and marketing, you get shot down a lot and you start learning. Like car sales. I was in car sales. I don't think I was the best car salesman everywhere ever. But
you were not good?
I don't think so. But I think in car sales,
I would believe that you would be a good car salesman.
I'd be willing to give up money to help people out.
So you're in the wrong profession.
Field. But I think doing high pressure sales like that, at least this much, whether you're in college or something, having the experience of just a little high pressure sales would do everybody a world of good.
Well, you know why? Because it pushes you.
Yeah.
And it motivates you to do good, to try to be better. No, I totally think that would be... Even if it's not for you, get that experience. I've done marketing, and it opens up your... Also, being in the service industry. Yeah. That actually, I was in the service industry when I was in college.
Were you really?
Fancy job, of course.
Were you really?
Tools, yes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think it is funny that we started about dating, about getting shot down, how it kind of all connects, right? So I think about this quote. Like I said, watching the core. I'm sorry. I wasn't going for quality. Wasn't going for quality.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you get your message from.
When I was done watching Sharknado, the core came on. Sue me.
So when I was sitting in the bathroom the other day, I saw this quote on the bathroom stall that
for
said,
a good time. Yeah. Tell us what you read on the bathroom stall.
No, I'm just wondering where you're getting your quotes from.
No. Go right ahead.
I'm not getting my quotes from there. But I have seen some interesting artwork, and they weren't just DPs, dick pics.
Really?
They were not just. I've seen beautiful like people just
bathroom
drawing.
bar's cool. So I was in Denver.
Drawing on the song.
I was in Denver.
In New Orleans, I've seen beautiful artwork and the bathroom stall.
If I find the pictures, I'll put it on our Instagram account. What's it called again? Our Instagram account. Back to the basics leadership. Whoop, not this cricket. Back to the basics leadership is our Instagram account.
We're on Instagram.
Yeah. So let me think. I need to pull it up.
Follow us on Instagram. What is it?
It's _back_to_basics_leadership. Back to basics leadership. Because I don't think we're doing anything in depth in terms of leadership. But I think.
But if anything, I think the message is what has inspired us. Because I think that there's some good lessons there. And, I have to say.
We actually have a lot of followers on Instagram again. Wow.
How many followers do we have?
Let me see here.
Thank you. Thank you for following us
We have a
on
couple.
Instagram.
We have a couple.
Just a few? Thank you.
And they all came last week after the whole dick pic podcast.
And I've noticed I've been getting some followers on my Instagram account based on our
conversation.
Our conversation.
Yeah. So
thank you.
But yeah, so like so anyways, like what's the whole point of that? So I was in Denver and I walked to a bathroom. And like the bathrooms from top to bottom, the bathrooms were all tagged up. People would write stuff. Oh. It was like the coolest thing. Like thousands of things. People there wasn't a space on any of the four walls, the ceiling that was not written on. They just let it happen. People was drawing, they're writing. It was the coolest thing to see. It was in Denver. I have to look it up.
Cloudcroft has that one bar that has the same thing that.
Cloudcroft only has one bar.
And I've been there.
You're like, hey, that one bar in Cloudcroft. Wait, there's only one bar there.
There's only one bar. There's only the bar. I don't know what it's called, but it's only
there's
the only bar there.
Guys, if you go there, there's probably only one girl there. There's Cloudcroft. There's only one girl there.
And it's an awkward bathroom situation too.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I don't want to go there, but it is.
But it's a beautiful tree scenery kind of thing. So, anyways, but yeah,
graffiti
but
works.
The graffiti was really cool. I took a bunch of pictures. Like I said, I'll see if I can find it. These crickets just keep on coming on. What is going on with these crickets?
Going on with these crickets?
But yeah, I'll see if I can find the pictures. I taken a bunch of pictures of that bathroom. It was really cool. There's somewhere in Denver. Hopefully, I have it tagged like the name of it.
Okay, but going back to, obviously, you found some inspiration in the bathroom. I found it through drawing. You found it through graffiti.
Whoa. Did not find any inspiration in the bathroom.
Not in a gas station, because I don't know what we're going to find there.
I don't know what you're finding in the bathroom, but I am definitely not finding any inspiration there. I don't know where bathrooms... I don't know what the bathrooms she frequents, that there's all sorts of inspiration there that she gets... that she can get a load of.
Oh.
Yeah.
So basically, going down to your core inspiration about loss in leadership.
Yes.
Based on this one movie.
Oh, here it is.
Inspiration could
here
come
it is.
from
I found
anywhere.
it. Here it is. See that's it. I wish I could show it, but you can't see it.
Oh, maybe.
It's like this one says, Jesus is the way. Jesus, the way, the truth of life. And then there's another one is one of this is happening by accident. Yeah, one of this is happening by accident.
Is that making babies?
I don't know. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I chopped it off. This is cool. It says, none of this is happening by accident. And look at the walls. They're tagged up completely.
Oh, no.
Like, completely. It was the coolest bathroom ever. Like, I just got all sorts of pictures. I have big hopes forever. Is life so... Something life is love. Jesus is life, so love yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of cool stuff in this bathroom, but every inch of this wall is just tag upon tag upon tag. The best... So-and-so is the best cousin. I heart you, Colorado, thank you. Yeah, you are worthy.
This is what happens when you legalize recreational
Look at this right here. You see that? Like how much is tagged?
Yeah.
That's nuts, right?
Yeah.
I wish you guys can't see, but it is like crazy tagged in there. And since this is not copywritten, I can tell. Even the mirror, the frame to the mirror is is tagged, and even Terry D put their name in the bathroom. Don't know who Terry D is, but they put their name in the bathroom. But I wish I could find the location because it was like a super cool. It was a super cool little like coffee shop. Oh, matter of fact, here it is on iPhone. So
what is this spot so we can share with our...
It's called Carbon Cafe and Bar.
Oh, Carbon Cafe and Bar.
Yeah. I can't pull anything else on there. It's on Google Maps.
You're just going to have to Google it, folks.
Yeah.
Apparently the bathroom scene
Denver,
is pretty
Colorado.
legit.
And it's called... let me see if I can pull it up again. I guess that's it. I don't know if this is the one. Carbon, because there's a dispensary right there. Empanadas Argentinas is right next to it. Yeah, I don't know, but it was a super cool place.
Did you have the empanadas?
I did. I don't know if that place was still there or was there when I got that.
It.
So it's just like a super cool place, and it was just you got to go there. It's yeah, Denver, Colorado. A lot of cool places there. Oh, I went to a sushi place.
Okay.
Okay. In the original Star Trek, Mr. Sulu.
Okay.
He was there the night before at the sushi place where I was at in Denver.
You're kidding.
Yeah. No. I was all sad. I was like, oh, I wanted to see Mr. Sulu. Dude, Mr. Sulu, like what the hell? Oh, here it is. It's called the sushi sushi sasa SASA sushi sasa. Yeah, me and the girl I was dating, we went there that night, and the guy was telling us all about it. That Mr. Sulu was there the night before, and I was like, "Oh."
Did you go back the next day so he'd say the same thing?
He was there. He was there that night. I didn't want to go back. I already missed Mr. Sulu.
Well, I mean, make sure
there's no more meaning to there's no more meaning to life if I missed Mr. Sulu there.
Yeah, that would have been.
I think that would have been a great conversation with the original Mr. Sulu. Yeah, it was very, very cool. But and again, it goes back to experiencing life. Experiencing life, right?
Well, yes, experiencing life. Also talking about building the confidence, being genuine. I think with life comes a lot of failure.
Life. Okay, so I was looking up because I wanted to have a topic to talk about.
Are we talking about it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I mean, are we still not talking about it?
No, we are.
Okay. Like, what the heck's happening?
So it's funny because I think with life and with greatness, I think we all could be great in our own way, in our own in our own life. No matter how great or how small our life is, you know what I mean? Our sphere.
You know what sets us back from succeeding?
What? Just success itself?
No, ourselves.
Right.
Honestly, we're riddled with all kinds of
So I think
complexities and fears,
I think we're our own
worst enemies.
I don't think you can. I think success, no matter what kind of success you have in life, I feel like I gotta blow my nose, but I don't have any tissue. But anyways, I'll be fine. I'll be like the conference call where I'm like, oh, Jeanette, can't breathe. No. Aww. So I think success on any level, because I think there's different levels of success depending on you, the person in your life.
Yes.
I think it's married to loss. And I don't think you can ever take away loss from success. Whether it's in your personal life, whether it's sports, whether it's in business, whatever level of business you're in, you cannot divorce loss from success. Hands down. End of story, right? That's it. And I think you as a person, you cannot internalize that loss, because I think it's easy for you to dwell on that loss so much that you start becoming that negative person, and you start throwing out negative vibes.
Yeah, you don't want to throw out negative vibes.
You don't want to throw out negative vibes.
I don't want to throw out negative vibes.
Don't want to be negative.
I want to keep going. I want to keep pushing forward.
But I think the inverse of that is, if you have loss in your life, whether it's dating, business, whatever, I think there are people that they water under the bridge, they don't think twice about it, and they move on, and you lose the meaning behind the loss.
There should be lessons learned.
There should be lessons learned.
To, put forward on, to...
Right.
To help you succeed with the next thing, whether it's finances, whether
Right.
it's relationships, whether it's a job, whatever.
So
it fits in every aspect of life.
So don't overly dwell on the loss. And
Learn
you know,
from it.
okay, and you know with guys, in terms of dating, they dwell on that shit. When a girl breaks up with a guy, man, they dwell on that shit hard. And then if they're angry about it, they start name calling that woman was a bitch, she was a slut.
You know, I've never liked that.
But it happens though.
No, I know. I know it happens.
And okay, and so here's the thing with loss, right?
Yeah.
You have to own it. So if there's a hurricane comes barreling through town and it levels your house and your dog dies, you can't control the hurricane. It's kind of just one of those random things. And people say it's a random act of God. And why did God destroy my house and kill the dog? Well, I'm sorry. There are weather patterns that happen, and if you live in Hurricane Alley, it's going to happen, right? Okay. So that's one formula. But you know what? If you're in a relationship and your girl breaks up with you, she might have been a slut. Okay, that could be a possibility. That could be possible. But
she may have been a slut.
Or
oh my.
What? Or
you
as a man though, you could have been you could have very well.
We're not speaking from personal experience.
No. I think anything's possible.
She was not a slut.
But were you keeping your end of the bargain as a man?
And what would the end of what?
No. I mean, were you being attentive to her? Were you showing the affection she needs? Were you being excited?
I'm so happy that
did you find her attractive? Were you doing everything you're supposed to do as a man, right? To make the relationship work.
So what you're saying is you have to take on certain responsibility.
Yes.
And I completely agree with you there.
Yes.
I think in order for you to learn from any loss, whether you want relationship analogy, but you know, any loss that you take in life, unless it's something that you cannot help, like death. I'm sorry, you can't help that.
So the biggest lesson to me was, and I don't know how old I was. I was probably like,
bigger martini.
I'm gonna buy you a big glass.
This is so good.
So
you need to try this.
The book I read when I was probably like 25 is The Road Less Traveled by Dr. Scott Peck. And it's not a new book. It came out a long time ago. But he talks about like most of the time the crap that happens in your life, you had a hand in.
I completely agree with that.
And the best example I can give you, let me give you this example, because this happens all the time. You get pulled over for either speeding or driving without a seatbelt, and you're mad at the cop.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. There's I know somebody really well. They got mad at the cop for getting pulled over for DUI. It's like, you were drinking and driving, and you were probably swerving.
And then they were upset with the cop, and all of a sudden they have all of this the cops are.
It was his fault. It's like,
get me and. No.
Yeah.
You have to be self-aware as well, and I get that. And honestly, it's taken me a while to realize that sometimes the things that happen in my life, the patterns, if I keep going through the same thing over and over, at some point you have to take ownership of what is happening with that.
I want to say he mentioned something about that in that book.
You have to take ownership.
And
you have to recognize.
You have to recognize it. Sometimes you have to stop and think about it, and if you don't stop and think about it,
happening,
and
you not take ownership.
I'm not saying don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
Because then it becomes negative. But you have to be a little bit introspective and be like, what's the lesson learned? What was my contribution to this? What did I do or not do? You have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then you lose the lesson. So to be successful, I mean, you cannot divorce the fact that in order to be successful, there has to be a certain amount of loss.
Okay.
And there's not a certain.
I mean, you're always going to stumble before you. You have to fail in order to grow. I believe that.
Yeah,
I completely believe that.
And I'm trying to pull up names of people that might have
stumbled.
Went
to jail and then wrote a fantastic
Walt Disney. I don't know. I'm trying to. Oh, here's one. Willie Nelson, somebody that was successful that failed in life. Willie Nelson. They said one of the most popular artists in the history of American country music. I don't know why everybody has to love Willie Nelson. Old man, white beard, smoked pot, guitar that's falling apart. Yeah. Nelson recorded 68 studio albums, 30 of which achieved gold or platinum status. However, he ran into tax problems and he owed $32 million to the IRS after it emerged that his accountant hadn't properly. Okay, so tax problems.
Okay.
Sure. That's. I mean, I don't know if that's the best example. I think we know a lot of it. A lot of the big names, like Steve Jobs.
Okay.
Steve Jobs is funny because once he started Apple, he was pretty successful as a part of Apple. And then once he was fired from his company that he started, like, that's like, talk about a big failure.
Well, that's a big freaking loss.
Right. But he started his next company next. Mm-hmm. But then he became CEO and, next, he used Next with Apple and all that. But I think that's like a huge one. I think like the whole Steve Jobs things is, I love Steve Jobs. Let me tell you, I freaking love Jobs. And I think there's probably a lot of people out there like, oh, I love Jobs too. But like, why do you love Jobs? I like the idea of his mentality of like, you have to find a problem that you want to solve. So you have to find a problem that you want to solve for people. And then you have to be passionate about it. And you have to want to not just do a good job at it, but you want to have to be great at it. Like that was Steve Jobs. He always wanted Apple to be great. It wasn't enough to put like this much of memory and hard drive in it. He wanted this much. It wasn't enough for the internet speed to be this fast. He wanted it this fast. He didn't want the display graphics to be like this good. He wanted it to be this good. He always wanted it better. And
he's a visionary.
He was a visionary, and he thought like with the whole what was the whole music player thing? The
iPod.
iPod. Like, I want to put 1,000 songs in this little thing that fits in my pocket. And it's like, oh, that we can't make it
Honestly,
happen.
that changed everything.
Changed the world.
That changed our lives.
Changed the world.
I mean, come on. Remember burning CDs?
Yeah, I had a CD burner. I had a stack of CDs and all that. But he was like, I want like 1,000.
And then MP3s songs. I thought were like a game changer, but then we were so wrong.
Yeah, well, they were though. They were though.
I mean, MP3, you could put everything. You can put a ton of songs on an MP3.
And then once the iPhone that could play music, like he married all the programs together. But
this is all you need. You just need a phone.
He started off being successful. He was at the top of his game, and then he fell from grace completely. He didn't just like stumble. He fell from heaven back down to earth. He lost his company, in which I think when you think about it, it's like, think about like the one thing you hold close, the one thing you put your blood, sweat, and tears, and it's taken away from it.
Taking a total loss, yeah.
How much did that humble him?
Yeah.
What did he learn from it? He starts his next company. He's eventually brought in as advisor to Apple. He's eventually made CEO. And then he takes a successful company, which was struggling at the time, but it was successful. And he takes it to a whole new freaky level that revolutionized computers, the like laptops, like cell phone technology. Like just the whole market was revolutionized by Steve Jobs, right? Mm-hmm. Big fall, rose to even greater heights. Bam, done. You know what I mean? So you think about guys like that. There's another guy I like too, and I think it's worth saying now. Mm. You can like talk to somebody. You can learn from somebody. Like it's like, oh, Jeanette, tell me about you. Like, what were the lessons learned? And da. We can have one-on-one conversation. I think one-on-one conversations are good. But my buddy Levi was telling me this, like. You can learn one-on-one and learn like one thing really well, or you could read a book and you can learn like 10 different things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? like you could have 10, you could have one teacher teaching you, or you could have that one teacher in addition to 10 books you're reading and have 10 different teachers teaching you.
I like that perspective. I really like that. I haven't heard that before. I like it.
And it's really good because you think about all these people we're talking about. They're people that have passed on. Mm-hmm. Like and I think I might have mentioned this once before though, was Grant, Ulysses.
And I think we talked about this before, but you know what?
You know what? Ulysses wasn't his first name.
What was his first name?
I've got to look it up.
Interesting.
Grant's real name.
His real
I have to look it up because Ulysses Grant, Grant, wasn't his real name.
But you know what I think?
Oh,
no. Wait, but I have to tell you this too.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, so when you talk about like reading and like being inspired and learning all of these lessons, I think that one of the things that we have to keep in mind is you have to be ready for it.
Right.
You have to be ready. Okay, now continue.
So, Ulysses S. Grant isn't his real name.
What is his real name?
His real name is Hiram Ulysses Grant. But when he
I
was,
feel like we had deja vu. Did we not do this last time?
No, we didn't talk about his name. I don't think. I don't think we talked about his name.
I know we talked about him
before.
But
there was a clerical error, and they named him Ulysses S. Grant.
Yes.
So instead of correcting the error, because he thought he would get kicked out of school, and I think it was West Point, he thought he was going to get kicked out of school because his name was incorrect. He just simply changed the S to his mother's maiden name, which was Simpson.
Oh.
So he went by Ulysses S. Grant because he didn't want to change it because he thought he was going to get in trouble, instead of changing it to Hiram Ulysses Grant. So kind of weird how that all happened, right? You think about this, like, no, that's not my name. Let me put my name on there correctly.
Yeah, no kidding. I would.
But Ulysses S. Grant he's a really interesting guy because he did a lot of things. He was like a farmer. He did I gotta type this in. What? What did Ulysses S. Grant do in life?
In life.
In life.
You mean before, like, he became, like...
Yeah. So,
before people
okay.
knew him?
He invested in a brokerage firm that went bankrupt.
You had me hung up on Ulysses. His name was Hiram?
Hiram. Yeah. So he did a lot of things, right? But
Hiram.
I think one of the biggest takeaways is Grant is he never gave up. Right? No matter what the failure was, and it made him more aggressive.
Okay.
It gave him more drive in the sense that he was able to, like, when it counted in, like, the Civil War. World War I. No.
I was going to say, like, I think we're getting all of our facts on this stuff. Oh my God.
No, but I think
so he was like,
I think he failed so much before the war that when the war came on, he went to school and he became a general. That he had this mentality of, like, no, doesn't matter. Let's just make it happen. Make it happen. We can make. He had already gone through the hard knocks of life of saying, like, let's figure out how to make it happen. Oh, we lost this many men. We lost this battle. Okay, how can we make it happen? Make it happen.
And I'm glad that you're bringing stuff like this up because, like, in my life, in my job, in this career,
your tiny life, very short life,
like a little ant. No, I think it's important to take lessons from where you can get them. I mean, yeah, I read books, but I mean, I think that everyone has probably someone who inspires them. A supervisor, a coworker, a friend. I mean, take all the lessons you can from anybody who inspires you.
Right. Yeah.
Honestly, like, there's so much inspiration everywhere. I mean, we should just, take those lessons in, learn from them.
Right. And again, it goes back to, like, why you should read books.
Yeah.
Because you can have that many different teachers that teach you, and you're learning from all of their failures.
Yeah.
And
what not to do. Plus, also what to do.
What to do, right?
I like it.
Ulysses S. Grant. I mean, his experiences in life made him a great general. One that overcame like he took huge losses, but he kept on grinding and grinding until they defeated the Army of the Confederacy or defeated Lee. You know what I mean? So I think that was really important. And for the same time era, Abraham Lincoln, greatest, one of the greatest presidents ever. Right? Mm-hmm. He's on Mount Rushmore, just one of the greatest presidents. But so this doesn't have the details, but it said he failed in numerous businesses, went bankrupt twice. He was defeated in 26 campaigns he made for public office. So the guy that eventually became one of the greatest presidents, defeated 26 campaigns for office. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, what does that tell you? Just don't give up. If it's your dream and you really believe in it and you're being genuine about it, then don't give up. Just continue.
Right.
To try. Continue to.
Right.
Yeah. Don't look at those losses as something that's gonna keep you from trying. Just keep going.
Right. Oh, absolutely. And again, it goes back. Oh, here you go. Here's Lincoln's failure list. He lost his job in 1932. He was defeated for state legislator in 1932. He failed in business in 1933. Elected to state legislator in 34. His sweetheart died in 35. He had a nervous breakdown in 36.
Jeez.
He was defeated for Speaker of the House in 38. He was defeated for nomination from Congress in 43. Elected to Congress in 46. Lost renomination in 48. Rejected for the land officer in 49. Defeated for the Senate in 54. Defeated for VP in 56. Defeated for the U.S. Senate in 58. It's like every
10 years,
every year. That's from
10.
1932 to 1958, and he finally became president in 1960. And that's just like his public offices. That's not like his the businesses he did or anything like that. You know.
Look at all of those losses that he took.
Yeah.
It made him better to what? Come on.
Yeah.
It probably humbled him. It probably made him, someone who was going to be fit.
What was that book or that movie's about? Something like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer?
I've never seen it. But
Obviously, he didn't fail there.
Yeah,
Obviously, he should have stuck to slaying vampires.
He was a vampire. He should have stuck to slaying vampires.
So this whole quote that you're not a leader till you lose. Now, you and I, we're not in the military. We're not astronauts. So naturally, in our profession, if we have somebody that dies under our leadership, then something went terribly wrong.
Yes.
But that, again, in leadership in terms of military, though, how important is that when you lose, you don't want to lose anybody, like whether it's the military or like the police or firefighter or something like that. Mm-hmm. You don't want to lose anybody, but how important is it that when you lose that first person, that as a leader, you really start paying attention to details, to strategy, that you don't want to make those same mistakes so everybody goes home again, right?
I as someone who's in a leadership position, I want to take as many wins as I can, and if I'm going to learn from my losses, then I'm going to make that a lesson.
The biggest loss you ever had as a leader?
Biggest losses I had. I struggle with losses all the time. I struggle all the time. But I think one of the things that I'm kind of in a different place in my life, though. I'm in my 40s, people. By the way,
whoa, dude, you're older.
We're the same age.
Whoa.
We are the same age. No, but we're the same age. Stop looking at me like that.
Go on, though.
God, you're distracting me with that, disbelief. No. But, no, I think that you have to take some losses. But I also think that throughout my career, I've also learned I've learned about the kind of leader I want to be. And right. I've learned through my own mistakes. And I've also learned that as I matured.
What's the biggest lesson you learned in life? Let's go there.
Lesson?
Yeah, your biggest lesson you learned as a leader.
As a leader?
Yeah.
Are you asking me from...
Go on.
Questions?
Yeah, gosh. No. I don't have this on here. I don't have a list of questions on here, but I'm just asking you, what's the biggest lesson you learned as a leader?
Be genuine.
Whoa.
Be authentic.
Are you not
Be
genuine?
authentic. No, you have to be. You have to be authentic with the people that you lead.
Wow.
And you have, honestly, be transparent. Be transparent with the people that you lead.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm looking up, like, while you're talking, I'm reading about people that, like, the age that they succeeded at. And there's just, like, so many people on here I don't know, right?
Okay.
But here's one that everybody would recognize. Okay, and I think we talked about this one. Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
He was, how old do we say he was when he succeeded finally?
Was he in his 60s or 70s?
Like 65,
60s?
I want to say. Like in the 80s with Caddyshack. His whole life as a B-rate comedian.
Yeah.
On shows, but never made it big. But then, like the one movie in 1980, Caddyshack, changed his life for the last 50
And he's
years.
a very, like, a quirky type character.
Right, very slapsticky kind of guy.
You can see how he made it in his career.
Oh, wow.
Here's
one. The Shark Tank, Mark Cuban. You always think of him being successful, right? Well, in 1925, Cuban had graduated from Indiana University, moved to Dallas, and he started off as a bartender. Got fired because he wanted to close a deal rather than open a store in the morning. Interesting, right? I mean, that's kind of... there was one on here that I was looking at that I think we would all recognize. I don't know why my internet's going super slow right now, but Colonel Sanders.
Oh, I love Colonel Sanders, and I love that he started his Kentucky Fried, or his restaurant at a gas station.
How old was he when he finally made it, though?
Oh, I don't know, but you know,
take a guess. When he...
I would say he's 50.
60.
60.
And so
I thought I remembered hearing the story of Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, because I think he was the kind of guy that I'm looking for it because I just saw it on here, but now I can't find it. But again, he was the kind of guy that just was always trying to hustle, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to say he did all sorts of stuff, but until he came up with his fried chicken, started selling the recipe.
Oh, his chicken is delicious.
His chicken is delicious.
You know what? I've rediscovered Kentucky Fried Chicken.
He was 60 years old, though. He was 60 years old, though.
Old?
Yeah. You know, let's see here. There's something on here on Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump's kind of controversial, and I think people have really...
And I don't even really want to go there.
Yeah, they're like...
Because it's either going to be like, you like the guy, you don't like the guy. I mean, but regardless... Should
That's like a whole different conversation, politics and Trump.
Yeah, and I don't really want to...
I think people's opinions about Trump is very polar. Either they absolutely love him or they absolutely hate him. And I'm just not in the mood.
I'd rather not go there. I'm already like a lot of martinis in. Whoa. I just don't want to do that.
Where's the one about Colonel Sanders?
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But like Stan Lee, you know, the guy from Marvel Comics, all these comics, didn't make it till like later in life. He was pretty successful, but not till like later in life. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of people, and I think we talk about it, but there's, you know, you're not always successful after college in your 20s.
And I think that's something that everyone should hear. You're not always going to get it right away. Sometimes it takes time. It takes experience. It takes...
You have to follow.
You have to be passionate about what it is that you're going to
Jeanette, do you have to be passionate about stuff?
I honestly think that there has to be something genuine about what you want to pursue. If you're not genuine, people can see through it. They know you're fake.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
And you can't fake it. Not when it comes to things that matter.
Right.
In order to succeed in your field, you have to have some sort of drive.
Okay.
What?
Probably one of the bigger roles that Samuel L. Jackson made. Pulp Fiction.
I love Pulp Fiction.
And he was everywhere. His very, over the top personality and all. How old was he?
Oh my! Was he like in his 40s?
46.
Okay.
Martha Stewart, when she made it, how old was she?
That girl was 40.
She was in her 40s. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Harrison Ford, not until he was 40. I'm trying to see. Lee Ermey. Do you know where Lee Ermey is?
No.
I'm trying to think of a Lee Irving line. If anybody knows who Lee Irving is, you're from Texas. The only two things come from Texas: steers and queers, boy. And you don't look like a steer. From Full Metal Jacket, he's a sergeant. Okay. Yeah. His first major acting role was at the age of 43. He was supposed to be an advisor, but he ended up being was cast as Hartman by impressing Stanley Kubrick with his knowledge of life as a Marine. So not until he was 43 that role made
and
it.
I think that it comes down with when people find confidence in themselves and in their career. I think that's where people find success.
Ray Kroc.
I don't even know who that is.
Ray Kroc.
No.
He's not the founder of McDonald's, but he's the guy that made McDonald's.
And how old was he?
So Ray Kroc was another guy, like the Colonel.
Okay.
He was hustling. He was a salesman. Whatever it could, he was pretty successful, I guess, in whatever he did. But he put the work in until he met the McDonald brothers, selling them the milkshake maker. When he met them, he was 52.
Oh, wow.
That's like a better part of his life.
So we have like at least a good 20 years.
Right. I know.
Find your success. That's great. There's hope. There's hope, guys.
Oh, here we go. I think we all know this. Sam Walton.
Okay.
How old was he when he opened his first Walmart?
I'd say he was in his 50s.
44. But again, still, Julia Child, 51. Colonel Sanders. What does it say? Sanders worked a variety of odd jobs throughout his life and watched his first attempt at fried chicken restaurant fail at the ripe age of 65. But Sanders used his social security check to begin franchising KFC, which became the success it is today. So he used his social security check to fund KFC.
It's not too late.
Man.
That is the epitome of it being not too late.
That is nuts. I didn't think he was that old. So you think about it, like all these, and you think about guys like Ray Kroc and the Colonel, right? They were doing everything they could to survive and take care of the family and all that. Mm-hmm. Ray Kroc selling milkshakes. Again, the hard knocks of life. And I envision Ray Kroc was the kind of guy that jumped on everything, every major fad that came up. Like, oh yeah, we can sell milkshakes. Dude, milkshakes for your hamburger stand. What's the next thing? Whatever the next big thing was, yeah, you could make money doing this. You know what I mean? Let me be a salesman and sell this, I'm sure if it was a brand new car, he probably was selling the brand new car to people to make a living for his family. Until, like I say, he took a chance and he says, man, you have a good idea for McDonald's. Let me franchise it. In his 50s, bam. And now McDonald's is worldwide. Yeah. Right?
It's incredible.
Right.
And all the McDonald's franchises across the world are so different.
Right.
Did you know the McDonald's out in Toronto, Canada is like a McCafe?
McCafe.
It is amazing. It is amazing.
I can see. I can see Canadian McDonald's selling everything with maple syrup.
It is like a cafe, special coffee and pastries.
I'm at a McDonald's in Canada, and they're like, "You want a Big Mac? Do you want your maple syrup on the burger or on the side?"
And they didn't even have burgers. It was a McCafe. It was pastries and coffee, like a Starbucks.
You go to that's like saying you're going to go down to McDonald's in Mexico and be like, do you want the Big Mac with a pico de gallo on the burger or on the side?
No. It would be completely different. They wouldn't even sell burgers. It'd be like
Big Mac. Do you want a big taco? Big burrito?
You want the McTaco?
You want the big taco?
The McBurrito.
You're so racist, Jeanette.
Hey, you started it.
Dude. So racist.
Hey, the Canadians I loved the McCafe. It was amazing.
Okay, here's one for you ladies. Vera Wang.
Okay.
How old was she?
60.
40s. 40s.
Dang, I'm just like, yes.
And now when you think about top of the line wedding dresses and fashion, very elegant fashion.
She's on the top of her game.
She's on top of the game, right? We already talked about Samuel L. Jackson. So yeah, so there's like a lot of people. So Henry Ford, how old was he when he created the Model T?
He's in his 40s.
45. This is funny because this list is more about people in their 40s. Um, yeah, like it's amazing, but like I think your 20 and 30s, that's the time when you're
But do you not feel good? I mean, I'm in my 40s, and don't lie, you're in your 40s too. He's in his 40s.
Hold on. Oh,
Crickets?
Yeah, go
Crickets,
ahead.
hold on.
Can you go ahead and say that again?
40s. Crickets. Crickets.
I'm gonna like this cricket app. So there is an app you can get that only plays cricket sounds. So when there's like an awkward silence, you can be like, yeah. So yeah.
But that is not a tool to like dodge conversations. That's what you're using it for.
I like that whole thing too. You're like looking around. You're like,
oh okay.
Huh?
That's
yeah.
Awkward.
Awkward. Yeah. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do for you.
Okay. What?
The next girl I meet.
Okay.
I'm going to have a random conversation. If she says something stupid like that, I'm just going to start playing the cricket sound when she says something like, oh, hey, what about you? Or you must have done that. And I'll be like, oh.
You're going to have to report back on this show to see how that went.
She's going to be like, how bold. This man is very confident. That is very bold.
Not.
You don't think so? You don't think that'll happen?
All right, listen, challenge accepted. But you have to, next time you go on a date.
So here's what's going to happen. We're going to go do the whole Netflix and chill. Because you know what Netflix, to go watch Netflix and chill, you know what that's code for, right?
Sex.
Yes. So next time I say, hey, let's watch Netflix and chill. Next time, like I'm sitting on the couch with a girl, I'm just going to be like, oh, so hey. And when she says, hey, nothing happens, I'm going to just be like, oh.
Yeah, and you're going to have to report back to see how this goes. Oh my god.
So
I want to know how this goes.
The cricket app. Dude, that's so awesome. Again, this is what it looks like. The cricket app. You've got to get it. I think it's brilliant.
So to be continued, let's see if it actually works in a dating scenario.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So to be successful in life,
you have to fail.
Do you have to?
No, you don't have to fail, but you should take lessons from your failure. And not only that, is don't just stop.
Don't stop.
If you're passionate about what you believe, continue.
Keep driving.
Keep driving. Don't take no. Because I mean, it might seem crazy. It might seem callous. It might seem relentless.
You know, that seems real callous and relentless.
But if you really believe in your dream, and you really do have hope, and you do have a vision of where you want to head,
right?
Then keep trying.
Keep trying. Don't give up.
Exactly, because true failure is not doing anything about it.
Right.
That's true failure.
That is true failure. When you throw up throw in the towel,
absolutely,
and you stop trying.
That's
you
true
just
failure.
Stop, and you think about. Okay, you know me, I'm the history guy, but you think about the greatest moments in history. You know, there's a line from Alexander. Not Alexander, Troy.
Yes, I've seen Troy.
And
I like that movie.
Yeah, in the beginning, when the kid gets what's his name? Achilles. And he goes, and Achilles, like the two armies are there, and the kid gets Achilles, and he says...
Did we say that right? Did we say our Achilles?
Achilles.
Okay. I was like, just to be sure we're saying this right.
And his kid tells Achilles, they're calling from you, Achilles, and this guy that you're going to face is the biggest man ever, and Achilles says, would you face him? He goes, never, and he goes, that's why they'll never remember you. And then when Achilles, the king not the Spartan king, but the other one that knows him, he says, this is going to be the greatest engagement ever, and it's going to be the battle that's known through all of history, and everybody's going to be there, and that's kind of what wins Achilles over. You know what I mean? It's the fact that it's going to be the greatest event ever. So you think about like all the greatest moments in history. where men could have just given up, and they didn't. Like, think about 300. Everybody knows 300 because the movie 300.
Such a good movie.
And the Persian king's telling Leonidas, like, hey, you know what? I'll give you everything. I'll make you kings of the land. And I'll make you all this if you submit to me. And he says, no. You know what I mean? Think about, like, more in our time, modern era. The 101st Airborne Division. World War II, the Battle of the Bulge. Germany's making their major push and they're overrunning the Americans. And they make their stand at Bastogne. They don't have winter clothes. They don't have food. They don't have reinforcements. But they put their foot down, and the German general sends a note to the American general saying, like you guys should give up. And the American general, his response was, I gotta tell you what this is. I gotta tell you what this is. You know, because it's just he dropped it on the floor, Major. McAuliffe. Anthony Clement McAuliffe was a senior United States Army officer during the Battle of the Bulge when the Germans asked for his surrender, and when he sent a note back to the German lines, his response was nuts. Even though he was outnumbered, the German had better tanks, he said nuts. They didn't give up. Like you think about these really important moments in life, and everybody wants to give up, but they don't, and it happens repeatedly throughout history. Whenever guys, and I say guys because back then there was a lot of men, but not just men. I mean, there's women too. But whenever there's these moments in time where there's a precipice that will either make you or just crush you, and they say no, we will stand here. And this will be our moment, come live or die. And we're going to do the right thing to make a change in history. They make a stand and they overcome. Valley Forge, the worst winter in history. They don't have winter clothes, but they stick it out. You know what I mean? World War II, the Battle of the Bulge. I'm trying to think of World War I, but I can't think of any times. But there's all these moments in life.
You have to have a sense of conviction in what you do.
You have to have that sense of conviction. And there's thousands of stories we'll never know about. Think about the Great Depression. The market just falls off the cliff. Money's worthless. People don't have money. They don't have life. But you have men, back when people used to have families with 10 or 15 kids, they all need food. And they're like, I've got to feed my family. I've got to clothe my family. I've got to find them a home. We're going to find a way to make it. And they don't give up. When there's nothing else out there, but they find a way to make it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it still happens today.
Oh, yeah.
There's people out there that still living out of their cars. Like, here's one that, Jewel.
Oh, okay.
The singer, Jewel. Little unknown Jewel. I mean, not unknown. She's well known now, but she's kind of past that time. But lived out of her car, playing in coffee shops until she made it. You think about these people that live in, South America, Latin America, Haiti, Africa. They have nothing else from their families there in their homeland. There's no future, but they say, you know what? We're going to make it.
Yeah.
And they find a way. People from Cuba, little rafts come across hundreds of miles across the Caribbean to get to American shores.
Dedication and conviction.
They whatever it takes, they overcome it. And when you're leaving your life in another country, you're leaving everything. Think about that. You're going to somewhere where you have no family, no nothing. You're leaving everything behind.
For an idea.
For an idea. Talk about the greatest loss. Leaving everybody behind to go try to make it and be successful.
And I think that happens all the time. It happens every day.
There's stories every day that you and I will never hear. We talk about the people we talk about, like this General McAuliffe, Abraham Lincoln, Colonel. Those are just the people we know about. Every day people have to make decisions of like, am I going to eat today or am I going to get food for my kids? Am I going to pay the utilities today? What am I going to do to make it today to be successful tomorrow?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an amazing story. And I think that, we talk a little bit about the American dream and all that, but that's what makes our country great, because you may not think about it, but so many people sacrifice so much to just have that one chance here.
And I think that's the spirit of hope that maybe this country brings.
Absolutely. And maybe that's the lesson of loss. To be a great leader, you have to lose, you have to fail, because there's something to be gained from it. But maybe that lesson is hope.
Yeah, we have to have a sense of hope.
Maybe in that loss as a leader, whether it's the military, firefighter, policeman, where you lose somebody, maybe you're in the corporate world, you're in management, you lose a job, you lose something big. But the lesson is hope that tomorrow is another day and another opportunity, and you're going to learn from it and you're going to be successful. Maybe that's the lesson.
Yeah.
Because the embers of hope never go out.
And I think that that's probably what will always drive a really good leader, is the hope.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's the hope. Maybe, what's that saying? Success is like a preparation meets opportunity. Mm-hmm. But maybe there's the third part of it that always exists, is that hope. You're always preparing, and you're hoping you have that opportunity, so that when that opportunity does arise, that hope that's in you, that drives you, and all that preparation you've had that's gotten you to that point, it all just comes together, and when it happens, you just excel in so many different ways that were never possible before.
And I think that's really good. I think that's really good, because that's how I've kind of always viewed my job. It's always been, I've always compared it to conquering my Moby Dick. Yeah. I can get beaten down, but I know that at some point I'm gonna figure it out, and it's gonna be amazing. But it's still like the hope that, one day I'm just gonna. Yeah. It's a big puzzle.
It is a big puzzle.
For me, I love the puzzle. I like to figure it out, and that's what keeps driving me.
It's what keeps driving us. Yeah.
Because I just want to conquer it.
It's okay to fail.
So once I conquer it, and trust me, I failed.
And I think that message is applicable across many different areas. We're talking about leadership, work, success, but we touch up on dating and all that. Yeah. And it's kind of funny because we talk about all these stupid things. But think about how many people think I want to meet the person, that one person that's gonna make me a better person. They're gonna completely me. We're gonna have a great life together.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could ever make someone else a better person.
But your partner, they bring it out though. They motivate you, right?
They can help you bring that out and how motivate you. They could add. But I think that there has to be something.
But think about this. It's the same concept, though. Mm. The dating game sucks.
Oh.
You meet so many people. They come in and out of your life. Sometimes it's discouraging. They use and abuse you. They come in and out of your life. And it discourages you. But it's that hope.
It's that hope that you will meet the right one at the time that you need to.
It's like...
And I have that.
I always say, I will not give up on the dream.
And when it comes down to dating and finding the one, I still have the hope, and it doesn't go away.
It'll never go away, and it should never go away. And it might go away for a week. I think there's a time where you get jaded and it goes away for a week, and you're hating life for the week, and you're negative.
But long term, though, it doesn't go away.
Doesn't go
for
away.
Me, it doesn't. It doesn't go away.
It's
a lesson learned.
It's goes back to the whole thing, though, about the ember. Hope never burns out completely. Just when you're in the worst point of your life, you're in the worst part of despair.
But there's still that hope.
That hope is still there, even when you don't see it.
And I consider myself a realist, but this is where I become an optimist, where I'm still very hopeful.
Tell me about your optimism.
Oh. No, I'm still very hopeful. I'm hopeful in a lot of ways, in a lot of things, in a lot of aspects of my life.
It's almost like the human factor.
Yeah, I'm a hopeful person.
What separates human beings from animals. And because our closest related animals, like a chimpanzee, were like very similar up to a certain amount of chromosomes.
I've never
right?
met a chimpanzee.
Or humans from chimpanzees are like only different by like only a handful of chromosomes, right? Like 3 or 4, something like small like that. We're almost identical. But what makes us different from those animals? Besides that, because a human being can go pop a squat in the middle of the desert, take a dump, just like an animal does, and probably some people have.
Yeah.
But
it's called camping.
It's called camping. But I think that what makes human beings is hope, and the hope never goes away. You never give up, even at your lowest moment when all is against you and you want to give up. There's always something that pushes you forward, and you don't give up. It's that hope that motivates you.
And I hope that people can hold on to that hope, because that hope is super important.
It's super important. It is super important. I mean, and going back to circling on what we started about, ladies, look, guy sends you a dick pic or wants to know if you're DTF. Don't perpetuate the cycle. Break the cycle, ladies. Have some class. Have some hope. Make the man take you on a date and treat you like a lady. Have some hope.
Yes, if anything, have some hope.
Have some hope. Because it could happen. The dating game, it could happen. Have some hope.
Have some
hope.
All right, so ultimately, that is the lesson.
The lesson that, loss and failure is important, whether it's work, whether it's your career, what you're doing, whether it's dating, sending pictures of your junk by text. Oh, God. Oh, I don't even know what to say. But hope will always be there. The hope will always be there, and never give up on the hope.
Don't give up on the hope. Have some hope.
Have some hope.
Have some hope. All right, I think that's
good.
Brilliant.
My glass is empty. I'm all out of scotch.
Yeah.
The scotch was perfect tonight. I'm glad I had the scotch tonight. It was a good night. Jeanette, thank you. Thanks for coming up. I think a week and a half is pushing the envelope. Maybe like every other. I don't know. We'll have to really judge the time, because by the time I edit this, it's going to be about 3 days till I get this done and get it uploaded. But yeah, a really good message, and go out and have fun.
Tell us what you think. Please make some comments.
Make comments. It's Halloween. Have some fun. Go up. It's Halloween. Get dressed up and make bad decisions. It happens once a year. Make a bad decision on Halloween. That way you have somebody to invite for Thanksgiving to meet the family, and then you get a great gift for Christmas.
Oh.
Then you have a New Year's date, and then you can get rid of that bad decision and start anew with a new year.
Oh.
I like it.
Wow.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. So make bad decisions during Halloween. So you have somebody to bring over for Thanksgiving. That way your mother's not judging you, that you're not seeing anybody. And then you get a great Christmas gift. You have a date for New Year's, but then get rid of them and start the New Year's with new ideas, fresh hope to meet the one.
Oh my God. Let's cheers to my empty glass.
Dude, I'm going to cheers on Bang.
Oh, cheers to hope.
Here's the hope.
I think that's a wrap.
That was terrible. That's a wrap. We're done. That's a good night. Thanks for joining us, folks. I hope you enjoy your drink. Have a good night.
Have fun. Bye.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.